I'm trying to explain, since she's recording it, I want to be recorded.
Right.
It's going to be part of, something that others might get something from. But the only thing I need to emphasize with the opposition of Jupiter and Saturn is that it's the extreme battle between depression and optimism, between pessimism and optimism. It's even something that I have seen in your battle to start this new business.
Mm-hmm.
One day you're real excited and up, next thing, but 2 people come instead of 5, and then right away I don't know what I'm going to do with all this. I'm feeling like
Right.
up against the wall again, and all this. That's Saturn talking now.
Right. And Saturn saying, I can't do this. I can't. And then the optimism comes back.
And then the next day you feel different about it.
Yeah, I see it.
I know, and that is what Jupiter and Saturn does.
And Saturn has stopped me from a lot of things in my life because of thinking that I can't do this.
Exactly. And the Saturn opposition is, and sometimes I'll tell somebody this, that it's a manic depressive aspect. And they say, oh, I don't feel that applies to me. But if I listen to them and spend time with them, I start to see this play of polarity, this back and forth, this I can't and I can.
Yeah.
Which is I can't is of course Saturn saying I'm not worthy, I'm not capable of this, I'm not good at this or whatever. And then of course Jupiter, which is I can do anything. I can move mountains, because that's the faith of Jupiter, okay?
Right.
So when I hear somebody battling back and forth all the time, there's a poet, I forgot who it was, I think I shared this with you once, who said, most men live lives of quiet desperation. Oh God, who was it said that? A great poet, modern American poet. And I decided to look up his chart.
Wasn't it Emerson?
No. But I did his chart, and much to my surprise, not really, I knew what I was going to find. He had Saturn squaring Venus. Saturn squaring Jupiter. That exact aspect was in that chart. And I had a feeling before I did his chart. I pulled it up and I looked at it and I said, gosh, there it is. Most men live lives of quiet desperation. And that's what is that aspect. It describes it perfectly.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
So, you told me you were diagnosed with manic depressive.
Yeah.
You know what that doctor who gave you that diagnosis was basing that upon? Was it something at that time in your life where you were going through a great amount of trials?
Yes.
Okay. And was it based on something that had actually brought you to near suicide?
Yeah, actually, it was, I was really, really depressed because I was in pain and I was sick and no one knew for 2 years what it was.
Right.
And I just got so depressed from living with that pain. And so I went and they diagnosed me with being manic depressive, but I didn't have really, I don't have elated highs. I was depressed.
Yeah.
Nonetheless, so he put me on medication for that for a while.
Lithium?
No, I can't be on lithium because I have a thyroid problem.
Okay.
So he gave me Depakote.
Okay.
So I took that for a while, but I got off it. It was
Okay.
like, wait a minute, I don't,
All right. The only reason I want to pursue that a little bit, I also wanted to say something to you today, and I prepared a little bit. I want you to do something. It occurred to me something to help maybe enhance your teaching, enhance your ability to reach women who are primarily the people who come to these classes.
Yes.
I'll get 1 out of 10. It'll be a man.
Right.
If that, that. So, I've been doing this for years. I don't know what it is about the astrology, but, women are much more receptive and much more open about it. But one of the things I was thinking about this week for you is I wanted you to start looking into astrology and nutrition. there's a whole science of astrology that revolves around that. And there's 2 books. One is Stellar Dietetics. I want you to get it. It's, go on Amazon and get it. It's one of the only books. It was written back in 1910. And there's another encyclopedia of medical astrology, which is really a big book, 1,000 pages, which I'd like you to eventually get to.
Did you know that I was in the health field? Did you know that?
Huh?
Did you know I used to work in the health field? I used to be a dietitian.
No,
You didn't know that?
no.
Yeah, I was. That was what I went to college for.
I guess that moon, Jupiter, moon,
Oh.
I guess, working, moon Gemini working that.
Yes.
My soul and yours. Yeah,
Yes.
you need to go that direction. I'll tell you why. Because first of all, most women are interested in nutrition and diet, especially those that come into this
It's a
business.
wonderful idea.
You know, and there's a lot you can learn about diet and prescribing that can offset afflictions. Okay, Saturn.
And different signs are better. I mean, personally, I think the different signs, like different types of food. Like if you
Mhm.
have a Libra or Taurus, you know they're gonna like sweets. I mean,
Right.
they just are. You
Yeah.
know, and but
I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that again. And more. How would I say that? I wouldn't put that out there
okay.
with that completeness. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
Because that's kind of like always, and
Yeah.
I told you once about
Always,
that.
and yes.
And you just made a statement that was too all-inclusive.
Okay.
I don't want you to do that in your astrology.
Okay.
Be a little more
Right.
circumspect about statements, because it'll just, what it'll do, it'll turn some people off.
Yes. You know, I love the idea about astrology and nutrition because, you know, that would give me a